One of the biggest misconceptions women have about building income online is this idea that you need a groundbreaking, original business idea before you can start. You don't. And that belief has kept a lot of extremely smart, capable women stuck for years, sometimes decades, because they spend so much time searching for the perfect concept that they completely overlook the value of what they already know how to do. I understand why this happens though, because most women have spent their entire careers developing skills inside of companies, teams, organizations, or roles, which means the thing they are exceptionally good at often feels completely ordinary to them. It feels normal. It feels expected. It feels like just what you do. But there's a significant difference between something feeling routine to you and it not being valuable to someone else. And that distinction is where most women's income potential, that's where it's sitting. It's sitting quietly, waiting to be recognized. One of the biggest mindset shifts I ever made was realizing that my skills were already the product. Not the logo, not the website, not my business entity, my knowledge itself. My ability to solve a specific problem, my ability to create clarity where there was confusion, my ability to help someone get a result faster working with me than they could get on their own. That was the value. And once you see it that way, you start seeing it everywhere. Think about the HR professional who knows how to help people navigate interviews, promotions, and workplace dynamics, or the project manager who organizes chaos better than anyone else in the room. What about the operations leader who builds systems instinctively? The marketer who understands messaging and positioning? The teacher who has a gift for making complex information simple? How about the wellness professional who helps women build sustainable habits? Or the leader who mentors everyone around her without realizing she's already coaching them? These kind of women are everywhere, and they're walking around with monetizable skills that they've never structured into anything they can sell. For me, one of the clearest signals came from something I didn't even recognize at first. I started noticing how many people were constantly texting or calling me for help. Friends, former coworkers, family members, always with the same version of the same set of questions. Questions about branding, messaging, content, career positioning, strategy, building online businesses. And I would spend 60 minutes helping them think through it every single time. And then I'd go to bed feeling good about it because I'd helped them, right? But I once never stopped to ask, why do people keep coming to me specifically for this? That question changed everything, because eventually I understood that I'd been running a business for free. Every DM, hey, can I ask you something? Every coworker question over lunch, every phone call from a friend who needed to think something through, all of that was market research, demand validation. It was proof that people already associated me with a specific kind of result. And a lot of women are doing the exact thing right now without even recognizing it for what it is. And I understand why this can feel difficult to see, especially for high achieving women, because most of us were taught to think about skills through the lens of employment, meaning your skills are valuable because a company pays you for them, not because your knowledge itself has independent market value outside of any particular organization. That's a completely different orientation. If you're new here, my name is Nick Scott. I'm the founder of Her Income Edit, and I've spent the better part of 2 decades building online businesses and working at the intersection of marketing, strategy, and coaching. I teach women how to turn their existing skills into income streams they own, and everything that I'm sharing in this video, it comes from building it myself. It's not coming from a textbook. And the shift from employment thinking to ownership thinking is one of the most important moves you can make. Because employment thinking asks, would a company hire me for this? And ownership thinking asks, what problem can I solve? And who is already willing to pay for that problem to be solved? Those are 2 completely different conversations. One of those conversations keeps you waiting for permission. The other one puts you in the driver's driver's seat. I remember the exact moment this became painfully obvious for me. I ran into someone from a former job in the freezer aisle at the grocery store. We started catching up, and as we talked, she got increasingly excited because she needed help with exactly the thing I knew how to do well. Then she asked me a question that completely exposed the gap. She said,
"What are you offering? How can I work with you?"
And guess what? I froze because I didn't have a package. I didn't have an offer. I had no clear way for her to say yes. So I stumbled through some vague explanation about still trying to figure things out. Then we exchanged numbers and she never followed up. I drove home knowing I had just lost a ready buyer because I had nothing structured to sell her. And that moment changed how I approached everything because I realized the issue wasn't whether or not I had value. The issue was whether or not I had structure. And this is why I consistently come back to coaching and consulting as such powerful starting points for women. It's not because coaching is trendy. It's because coaching and consulting, they're efficient. You already have the knowledge. You already have the experience. You already know how to solve problems that other people struggle with. And the fastest path to income isn't spending another 2 years building an audience and hoping people eventually buy something from you. It's packaging a transformation that people already need and they're already willing to invest in. That's why I always say you don't need to grow an audience first. You need to sell something first. Because once people pay you, everything starts to change. Because now you have proof, positioning, testimonials. You have confidence built on evidence. You have data about what works, and you have a foundation to refine from. And then you can expand. And that sequence matters. The advice of build, then sell is backwards. You should sell, then build, because that's the path. And most women are not trying to build to become an internet celebrity. They're trying to build to have options. They want options to leave environments that no longer fit, options to reduce financial pressure, options to create flexibility, options to stop feeling like one unexpected email could destabilize your entire financial picture. That's the reason this conversation matters. Not because everyone needs or wants a 7-figure business, but because depending upon one income stream in today's economy, it carries risk that most people underestimate until something changes. And your skills may be exactly what creates more stability for you. So if you've been thinking,
"I know I'm good at something, I just don't know how to turn it into income,"
that's exactly the gap we're going to keep talking about in these videos because you're probably much closer than you think. So in the next video, I want to talk about why the internet fundamentally changed how income works. I want to talk about why that shift creates an opportunity for women with skills. Okay? I'll see you in the next one.